Sharon Gordon, and this is Ear to the Ground. If you trace the roots of rock and roll music back far enough, you'll hit gospel music. Gospel spawned everything: jazz, blues, soul, rhythm and blues, and those great revival meetings style soul Stax reviews. Now, this isn't meant to be a history lesson, but when you hear the music of the Bourbon Tabernacle Choir, you'll understand why I started with gospel, because all of those things are present in the Bourbon's music. What's really remarkable about this is that the Bourbons are still young people. They started listening to music when techno and punk were the rage. And it's kind of like, as musicians, they bypassed what they were hearing in their immediate environment and the fashion of the day, and connected with a style of music and performance that last flowered, if you'll forgive the pun, in the late 60s. The people in the band play together, they live together in a communal way, and they cook together on stage and off stage. Here are the Bourbon Tabernacle Choir on Ear to the Ground.
How would you like to come into the fridge of the Bourbon Tabernacle Choir? Is this gross or what? Oops.
There's food in it.
Yeah. It's called too much information. The camera's going to break down.
Music is a communal art form. One thing about our band is how spontaneous we are on stage and how we'll change things up.
Well, you just think we're pretty great, don't you?
Yeah, I think we're damn fine.
You squeeze the tears out of your honey, like squeezing blood from a stone. You squeeze the tears out of your honey, like squeezing blood from a stone. Yes.
Hello. Welcome to
Want to see what cornbread's gonna look like? Look at this. This much is gonna be fluffy, juicy, not dry cornbread. Just like Grandma made. Except Grandma would like fry it in bacon grease after. It was really good. Probably not so good for you though. And I learned all my great tricks from my grandma. Well, you know, we are middle-class kids.
A lot of us went to school together, and we started to playing music together when we were about 14, 15, and 16.
like so long ago.
Really, there's been an entity called the Bourbon Tabernacle Choir for probably almost 10 years.
No, you know? Not that long. Six.
No,
Six or
yeah,
seven.
not that long. Sorry, 7.
We played.
7. But it wasn't really qualifiable as a full-time band.
We've had lots of, the first incarnation of the Bourbon Tabernacle Choir that played at the Battle of the Bands at the Masonic Temple in high school Battle of the Bands. I think there were 14 people. We had dancers, percussion, like just, it was everywhere. Like everybody sang, we had one of the first original songs that Chris wrote was called The Sermon. It was sort of like a rhythm and blues. He wrote a rhythm and blues mass, kind of. And the sermon was one of the pieces to it. And in the middle there'd be a break, and Andrew would preach. He would give this whole sermon, sort of, I mean, now it seems sort of ridiculous, but at that time...
Yeah, but we were playing that not so long ago, you know. We were playing that on the road and stuff.
Sure. And
but
I mean,
people really, like, it was definitely pretty different from what was going on at that time. Mostly well, there were lots of people doing different things at the Battle of the Bands, but definitely we had the most
we weren't doing the
show.
doobies. There's common ground that everybody in the band walks, and I think that that's part of the exciting thing of having such a big band, is that there's 8 minds at work, you know, out there listening to stuff. Dave and Kate listen to a lot of gospel, everybody listens to a lot of jazz, and you can bring in all that stuff, either directly or indirectly, and you know how it's affecting you writing and playing, and ultimately it starts moving off each other.
together and get a feel of the brave. Come on, baby, you're a lady in this Woo!
Thank you very much. We're going to take a short break and come right back.
We'll be right back. Stick around. And there we are, the vegetables simmering.
Okay, let's go look at the rest of the house, shall we?
Good job, Miller.
All right. Our bass player, Jason Mercer's room. He's got the biggest and, as far as I'm concerned, the best ears in the band.
Jason Mercer!
Welcome to your room.
Welcome to my nightmare. Excuse me.
Jason's just making tapes, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just making some copies of some live tapes for my friend Tim, who plays in the Rio Statics. You just caught me in the act. You caught me in the act.
So, Jason, what else do you have in your closet that have been closed?
I've got a few skeletons.
You got a couple skeletons in your closet?
Yeah.
Oh, Gene Hardy, closet sax player. Hey, come on out, Gene.
Oh, thanks, man. It's really hot in there. And dark, too.
And dark, yeah, the sunglasses, yeah, that's good.
Oh, did I miss Jason's room?
Nah, you didn't miss anything. Jason's a picking and grinning guy. And when I get good at country dobro, we're gonna be a team. We're gonna make hundreds of records.
I'm sure all you people in TV land can sing along. You all know.
Yeah, 20 points.
We actually have a vast array of musical influences, from Al Green to Sly Stone to Thelonious Monk to Samuel Beckett to
Funkadelic is a big one. Van Morrison, the band.
the Beach Boys, dare I say.
Yeah, they're in there. I mean, every Miles Davis, everybody that you open your ears to, it's all out there. You can have it, you know.
If someone asks us to describe ourselves, we often say that we call the music sort of soul. And although that has connotations to, you know, Marvin Gaye or something like that, I think in terms of our influences and stuff, we call all that sort of music
Like Bob
soul.
Dylan.
Bob Dylan is soul, like somebody who's just working from the same place that we are, you know,
Yeah.
who has there's a certain sense that that's the only thing that they could possibly be doing is making music.
I was down at the docks, I was breaking glass, trying to make up else at you. Well, I got rid of all my stitches, but the hitch was you were fading else from you. That old July sun was beating down upon my day. And baby, that is why I thought you lied, but I was wrong, and so instead, but I'm turning red. I'm turning red. Way down there. Let's get down to something, something real, something real. Hey. Let's get down to something, something real.
It's all about regurgitation. That's what music's all about.
Yeah.
Well.
Well, I would say one good thing about the cyclical thing is that things get something comes up that's real and sincere, like funk and disco. You know, original disco is a good example, and then it gets seen as being something that's profitable and marketable, so it gets exploited all to hell, and you get disco duck and you get everything, it just becomes totally intolerable. The same way there's a lot of great hip-hop and rap bands now that are using a lot of, you know, techno jerk-off music from the 80s and using it full throttle in, you know, in great ways. I think it's sort of it's like it gets reappropriated and reinvented. And it's sort of exciting because you're just wondering, well, what's going to be added to it next, or what's the marriage going to be that's going to come up with like a brand new child next time around.
I spend a lot of time reading and playing and
Practicing, I know he practices.
Oh, I practice.
I hear him.
At least 10 minutes a day. Follow me, we're going to the rest of the house.
From local heroes to international road warriors, ear-shattering rock and roll gone Canadian. It's totally addictive. The Tragically Hip, the event on CBC tonight.
Welcome to our garden of earthly delights. We planted a sax player just back here. This is our sax player. It's about 4 or 5 months ripe right now. This is our food garden. Beets, peas, tomatoes, green peppers, carrots. This is our composter. Everyone should compost.
We get brain dead on the road so easily, you know, just eating at McDonald's and your brain slowly seeping out of yours. And Canada, in a way, is probably a stranger country than a lot to tour in.
Yeah, because you have a big population here, then you drive 15 hours, and you have a big population there, and then you drive 15 hours, and you have a medium population, then you drive 15 hours, you have a small population, then you drive another 15 hours, and you have a big population.
And the terrain is so strange. I would never have thought, I grew up in Toronto and lived in Montreal when I went to school, and I thought that was Canada, and I never would have thought that there's so much going on, and it's so different. Like literally every province, the mindset,
So beautiful.
The people are totally different.
I mean, we've had just great experience traveling the country. I mean, it's wonderful, and especially just by nature of the business, that you know, the people that you meet, we're not actually really traveling as an isolated, you know, community. We're out there interacting with people, and we get to stay at people's houses and stuff like that, and I mean, it's great. It really sort of clues you into what's going on.
The band, as individuals, we get along really well, and everyone's very compatible, and everyone has their different role they play. It's like it really is like a family.
Oh yeah. And this is how we bond. Here we are bonding, moving the Hammond and the Leslie. Oh.
When you do capture your wealth and take your pocket. You see things just the way that you want to see them plug into the socket. Hey. But when the lights come on, you want my hammer, baby, until you knock it. Hey. Put your head on your shoulder, baby. Please. Put it on, boy, you get much older, baby. Please. Put it on.
Slug bait. It's the secret behind our music. Oh, sorry, that's French. Depât à l'image.
New and
Slug bait
improved
pellets
slug
right
bait.
there. Keep you regular, like no way. This is a
look at
bench
this
that
bench.
Kate made this bench for our garden.
Zoom in on that.
Isn't that a lovely thing?
musicians show up to our show because we'll just get everyone on stage because it's so much fun. It's really so much fun to be part of somebody else's machine, and then it incorporates what everybody does and all their personalities. And we had a night at Clinton's recently where a whole bunch of people, Chris had played with the Rheostatics at the Forum, and they were opening for the Bare Naked Ladies. So all those people who'd been at the Forum, not all the 7,000, but all the musicians who'd been at the Forum came to our gig. And we were well into our second set, and then Chris proposed that we just, everybody in the band, we'd start a song, and then someone would go find someone to replace them in the audience. So by the end, you know, Gregor went and got Tyler from the Bare Naked Ladies to come play drums. And by the end, there was nobody in our band on stage.
Yeah, I believe it.
I think we're in it for the long
At least until
haul.
the end of today, because we're the
it
We'll be
depends.
back to
Like,
break up.
you know, I mean, the band allows you to, like we talked about other musicians that we met. It's not just musical. You know, it's in every way. You know, artistically and personally,
Socially.
it socially allows you to get out there and touch bases with people and really connect with various things. So it really is a wonderful sort of diving board. Like it's not like a stepping stone. I mean, it's always there, and I can see us always making albums. You know, but all of us work and play and just interact with other people. And as the band develops, you know, it gives people around you a reference point to who you are. And I think that's the nicest thing, because there's so many people, if you think of authors and musicians, who just blow you away, and you have such a strong reference point to them, you know, and the fact that you're sort of developing a personality yourself that they can go, oh yeah, okay, I know you. You know, I think that's one of the most gratifying things is that it sort of allows you to
like
get
being
out there.
associated with the rest of us? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
No, it's true.
I like
no,
being
we're gonna
associated
stick.
with the
We were going to
CBC.
stick with it. Yes, if that's the question, we're gonna stick. I think.
yeah.
Easy judging when you're sitting up in your high chair. Oh, no.
No lying, tired. tiger's gonna put his claws on their head. Ain't no experience bad enough you ever had to quit. Mind no temptation but no shame had to come with it. Oh, cry when you're hungry, you just cry when you see